The greatest battles you will ever fight are not out there in the world. Inside your own head. Your mind can build empires, or it can bury your dreams before they take their first breath. It can make you unstoppable, or it can keep you chained to mediocrity for the rest of your life. Every fear you've ever had, every excuse you've ever made, every time you hesitated when you knew you should move forward, that was your mind working against you. Left uncontrolled, it becomes your most dangerous enemy. But mastered, it becomes the most powerful ally you will ever know. How do you take control? You begin with discipline. Not once in a while, not when you feel like it. Every single day, you must learn to direct your thoughts with the same precision a pilot directs his plane. If he leaves the controls unattended, the craft will drift off course. If you leave your thoughts unchecked, your life will do the same. The rule is simple. What you allow to occupy your mind will shape your actions. What you focus on, you move toward. If you feed your mind with weakness, with negativity, with doubt, you will live a weak, negative, doubtful life. But if you feed it with purpose, strength, and vision, you become unstoppable. Most people never win because they never decide to take command. They let worry, fear, and laziness run their lives. They hand over the controls and wonder why they keep crashing. But those who rise, those who achieve, those who lead, they seize their minds. They control their thoughts, and they never let the enemy inside dictate their destiny. Remember this, the mind is a servant, not a master. You must give it orders. You must tell it what to do, what to focus on, where to go. If you fail to direct it, it will direct you. So today, make the decision. Guard your mind like a fortress. Train it like a warrior. Command it like a king. Because once you conquer your own mind, no force on earth can stop you. The battlefield is within, not outside, not in the competition, not in the economy, not in the people who doubt you. The true war is fought in silence, in your own head, every single day. And make no mistake, this war determines everything. Your victories, your defeats, your future, it all comes down to whether you control your mind or let it control you. Your greatest enemy has never been another person. Your greatest enemy is that voice inside that whispers, "Wait, not today. You're not ready. You might fail. What will they think?" That voice has stopped more dreams than failure ever did. That voice has stolen more potential than any external obstacle. That voice, if you allow it, will bury you alive. Understand this truth. Your mind is not automatically your ally. Left on autopilot, it will work against you. It will sabotage you with fear, with laziness, with doubt, with hesitation. It will convince you to play small when you were built for greatness. And if you accept its lies long enough, you won't even realize you've surrendered. You'll live an entire life shackled by a prison that never even existed, except in your thoughts. But here's the other side. That same mind, when mastered, becomes the most powerful force you will ever possess. The mind can create visions so strong they drag you forward through any storm. The mind can generate courage where fear once lived. The mind can turn failure into fuel, obstacles into stepping stones, and pain into progress. The question is not whether you have a powerful mind. You do. The question is, who controls it? Control does not happen by accident. Control is built by discipline, daily, moment by moment. You train your mind the way a warrior trains his body. Repetition, resistance, deliberate focus. No excuses, no compromise. Every thought must be examined, every belief questioned, every excuse destroyed. Here is a law. Your thoughts direct your actions, and your actions direct your life. Whatever dominates your mind will dominate your destiny. Think weakness and you will act weak. Think doubt and you will hesitate. Think excuses and you will find reasons to stay the same. But think strength, think vision, think power, and you will walk through fire to achieve what others thought impossible. Too many people live as slaves to their own thinking. They wake up in defeat before the day even begins. They rehearse their limitations instead of their possibilities. They look at their failures and replay them over and over like a broken record, until the past becomes their future. They allow worry to poison every opportunity, fear to choke every decision, and laziness to rob them of discipline. And then they wonder why life feels heavy, why success feels distant. It is not life that resists them. It is their own uncontrolled mind. You must reverse it. You must take command. That begins with awareness. Watch your thoughts. Catch yourself when the excuses show up, when the fear creeps in, when the doubt begins to whisper. Do not let it pass. Interrupt it. Replace it. Direct it. Your mind is like a wild horse. Left untamed, it will throw you off every time. But once you grab the reins, once you impose discipline, once you train it to obey, then it becomes unstoppable power beneath you. Feed your mind carefully. What you allow in stays. Words, images, conversations, they are seeds. Plant weakness and weakness grows. Plant strength and strength grows. Guard your attention like treasure, because it is. Do not waste it on trash, on noise, on negativity. Surround yourself with thoughts, people, and environments that strengthen you. This is not optional. It is survival in the war within. And when you fail, and you will, because failure is part of the climb, your mind will try to use it against you. It will say, see, you can't do it. You're not cut out for this. That is the enemy talking. Refuse it. Instead, command your mind to turn failure into fuel. Let every setback become proof that you are in the fight, that you are moving forward, that you are willing to pay the price for growth. Remember this, your mind is a servant, not a master. It was built to obey you, not control you. The tragedy is that most people never step into that role. They drift, they react, they surrender, and their lives become nothing more than the reflection of an undisciplined mind. But you are not most people. You can decide today now that you will no longer be ruled by hesitation, fear, doubt, or weakness. You can decide that your mind will serve you, not enslave you, and that decision changes everything. The battlefield is within. Conquer it, and the world outside cannot stop you. Lose it, and nothing else will matter. Command your thoughts, or be commanded by them. Take the reins, or be dragged. Discipline your mind, or watch it destroy the very life you were born to live. This is the ultimate fight, and it is yours. Win it. Control comes through discipline. Not luck, not talent, not chance. Discipline. Without it, the mind wanders, the body weakens, the will collapses. With it, you become unstoppable. Discipline is the difference between a mind that destroys you and a mind that carries you to victory. Left unchecked, the mind is restless, impulsive, filled with fear and excuses. It convinces you to delay, to quit, to shrink back when life demands you rise. But when disciplined, the mind becomes a weapon sharper than steel, capable of cutting through every obstacle. Think of this, every great achievement in history was born from discipline. Every champion, every leader, every builder of nations, they all mastered one truth: control of self precedes control of destiny. Without discipline, ambition rots into wishful thinking. Without discipline, talent dies in the shadows. Without discipline, your own mind becomes your greatest enemy, whispering lies until you believe them. So what does discipline mean? It means you no longer wait for motivation. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fire. Motivation fades. Discipline endures. Discipline means you do what is necessary whether you feel like it or not. It means you rise early when your body begs for sleep. It means you work when others are distracted. It means you choose growth when comfort tempts you to settle. Discipline is the refusal to negotiate with weakness. Control is never given, it is taken. And it is taken by disciplining the mind first. Every day your thoughts try to pull you off course. They whisper, take it easy. You can start tomorrow. This is too hard. No one will notice if you quit. If you obey those thoughts, you lose. Discipline is standing guard at the door of your mind and saying, no, this is the path. This is the standard. This is who I am. Understand, the mind is not naturally your ally. It is naturally your enemy. It seeks the easy road, the safe path, the short escape. It magnifies fear, inflates doubt, invents excuses. It will sabotage you every time you let it run free. Discipline is the leash. Discipline is the command. Discipline is the force that says, you work for me, I do not work for you. Some think discipline is punishment. They think it is harsh, restrictive, joyless. That is the lie of the undisciplined. The truth is the opposite. Discipline is freedom. Discipline frees you from the prison of weakness. It frees you from the chains of regret. It frees you from the endless cycle of starting and quitting, hoping and failing, wishing and waiting. Discipline is the path that takes you where you want to go and keeps you there. Consider this: every wasted day, every missed opportunity, every broken promise to yourself, what caused it? Not lack of opportunity, not lack of time, not lack of resources. The cause was lack of discipline. And every victory you've ever had, every breakthrough, every moment you felt alive with progress, what caused it? Discipline. It is always the root. Discipline sharpens focus. Discipline builds consistency. Discipline destroys fear. Because when you live with discipline, you prove to yourself daily that you are in command. That proof gives you confidence. That confidence fuels action. And that action builds a life of strength. Do not wait for the world to hand you control. It never will. Control comes only when you master yourself. And self-mastery is the child of discipline. Train your mind like a soldier trains for war. Daily drills, no excuses, absolute focus. Train it until obedience to your highest self is automatic. Train it until quitting is not an option. Train it until your thoughts align with your vision and your actions follow without hesitation. Yes, discipline is hard. It demands sacrifice. It demands effort when you're tired, persistence when you're discouraged, action when you'd rather rest. But so is failure. So is regret. So is the life of someone who let their own mind conquer them. If you think discipline is costly, wait until you pay the price of living as a slave to weakness. That cost is unbearable. The truth is this: discipline is not a choice. It is the choice. Choose it and everything else becomes possible. Reject it and nothing else matters. You can read, you can plan, you can dream, but without discipline, it all dissolves into nothing. So ask yourself, who is in control right now? You or your undisciplined mind? Every day you either command it or you are commanded by it. Every day you either conquer yourself or surrender. The battlefield is here, in your thoughts, in your habits, in your decisions. Win there, and the outside world will follow. Control comes through discipline. Take it or lose everything. Command your mind, and you command your destiny. Fail to command it, and you will live a life designed by fear, excuses, and wasted potential. The choice is yours, but the law does not change. Discipline first, control second, victory always. So stand up to your own mind. Refuse its weakness. Break its chains. Direct it with strength. Feed it with vision. Train it with persistence. Do this every day without fail, and you will discover a truth most people never learn. Once you conquer yourself, nothing else can conquer you. Victory belongs to the directed mind, not to the wishful mind, not to the distracted mind, not to the mind that drifts from one thought to another like a leaf on the wind. Victory belongs only to the mind that is commanded, disciplined, and aimed with precision at a clear target. Your life will always move in the direction of your dominant thoughts. That is not theory, that is law. The man or woman who directs their mind, who decides what to focus on and refuses to let it wander, will rise while others stumble, because the mind left uncontrolled is the greatest enemy you will ever face. It will scatter your energy, magnify your fears, and keep you chained to mediocrity. But the mind you command, the mind you harness, becomes the greatest ally you will ever know. Think of the difference between light and a laser. Light unfocused warms a room. Light focused into a laser cuts through steel. Most people live with a scattered mind, chasing distractions, feeding fears, drowning in noise. They are the unfocused light. But the few who direct their minds become the laser. They cut through every barrier. They pierce every obstacle. They burn through resistance until only victory remains. But direction does not happen by accident. You must choose it. You must discipline it. You must seize your thoughts before they seize you. The mind naturally resists focus. It wants comfort, entertainment, escape. It will drag you toward excuses, pull you toward doubt, lure you toward weakness. If you let it, it will lead you in circles until your life is wasted. But when you stand up inside yourself and say, no, this is the target, this is the mission, this is where I go, then your mind obeys and victory begins. The undirected mind is dangerous. It replays failures until you believe you are a failure. It projects fears until you freeze in hesitation. It magnifies problems until they seem impossible. It whispers lies until you accept them as truth. That is why most people quit before they even begin. Not because the world stopped them, but because their own mind betrayed them. But the directed mind is unstoppable. The directed mind takes fear and turns it into fuel. It takes doubt and transforms it into drive. It takes obstacles and converts them into opportunities. The directed mind does not waste time on what cannot be controlled. It focuses like a blade on what can be done right now with what is available. That focus creates momentum, and momentum creates power. Every champion you admire, every leader you respect, every builder of greatness had to win this inner war. They did not stumble into victory. They directed their minds relentlessly toward their vision. They trained themselves to think strength when fear shouted weakness. They trained themselves to see opportunity where others saw impossibility. They trained themselves to keep their eyes locked on the horizon when others were distracted by storms. And because they directed their minds, they directed their destinies. So the question is not whether victory is possible for you. It is. The question is, will you direct your mind, or will you let it drift? Will you take command, or will you surrender? Will you aim your thoughts with precision, or let them scatter until your energy is wasted? Directing the mind is not complicated, but it is not easy. It begins with clarity. Decide exactly what you want. Be precise. Vague goals create vague results. A directed mind requires a clear target. Then discipline your thoughts to align with that target. When fear arises, redirect it toward preparation. When doubt creeps in, redirect it toward persistence. When excuses appear, redirect them into action. It is a constant battle, but each redirection strengthens your control. Guard your attention. What you allow into your mind becomes your reality. Negative words, toxic influences, useless distractions, these are enemies of the directed mind. Protect your focus as you would protect your life, because in truth, you are. And every day, feed your mind with strength, vision, knowledge, and belief. You are planting seeds in the soil of your future. Plant weakness, and weakness grows. Plant power, and power grows. Do not wait for perfect conditions. The undirected mind always waits. Waits for more time. Waits for more confidence. Waits for the right moment. The directed mind acts. It moves forward even when uncertain, even when afraid, even when unprepared. And in that forward motion it finds strength. Progress is always born from direction, never from hesitation. Understand this, the world does not reward the distracted. It rewards the focused. It rewards the disciplined. It rewards the directed. The drifting mind will always live at the mercy of circumstance. The directed mind bends circumstance to its will. The drifting mind wishes. The directed mind wins. Victory belongs to the directed mind. And every day, the choice is yours. You can let your thoughts scatter, chasing fear, chasing excuses, chasing nothing. Or you can seize control, choose your target, and aim your entire life like an arrow at that vision. Discipline makes it possible. Focus makes it powerful. Persistence makes it inevitable. So stand guard at the gates of your mind. Refuse to drift. Refuse to scatter. Refuse to surrender. Direct your thoughts. Direct your focus. Direct your actions, and victory will belong to you.